In today's video, we will study about the arrays. What is an array and what is the need of an array? Hi, myself Dr. Shri Har Shatri and welcome to S Chand Academy. Before going ahead, I recommend you these books of engineering from S Chand Publishing. We will cover here the types of arrays, that is 1D array, 2D array, and in part 2 we will cover the characters array and the strings. First of all, we will discuss what is an array. Array is a collection of similar type of data type. So what is the meaning of this statement? The meaning of this statement is, understand this thing, that if I need the 10 different values if I want to save, so I need the 10 different variables x1, x2, x3, x4, x10, and all the values are of integer type. We have declared all the variables of integer data type. So let's suppose if we need 100 values, 100 integer values. So according to this process, we have to initialize the 100 variables. We can't recognize all the 100 different variables. We can't manage that. This is not optimum way. So for that we use the concept of an array. So array is a collection of elements of similar type of data types. It means when we are initializing the data type of integer, that means we only use the integer values here. We can't use the float values or we can't use the character values inside the integer data type. So that's why it is called the collection of elements of similar type of data types. So I transform this all the 10 values into a one variable in this manner. So this is the pictorial form of an array. Okay, this is the pictorial form. In programming, in the back end, we are mentioning or explaining the things, how the arrays are saved in the memory. This is the pictorial form of an array. So let me initialize the name of this array. This is ARR. Okay, this is the name of a variable. Let's suppose ARR, or you can say it's a short form of an array. So I am using this as a variable name as well. So ARR, 10 integer type values we have saved in an ARR array. Okay, how to initialize the array? First we will focus on the 1D array. 1D array means one dimensional array. So in one dimensional array, first of all we have to declare the data type, then the name of an array, ARR, or you can take any X, Y, Z, any variable name you can take. And this is the size of an array. The meaning of size of an array is how many values you want to save in this particular variable. Okay, so we have to give the size. That size can be 100, 2000, 5000, that is your wish. So data type, name of an array, and then size of an array. So here we have declared that ARR 5, that means the size of this ARR variable is 5. So you can see here, these are the array elements: 100 element, 200, 300, 400 and 500. So these are the values, and these values are saved on the array indices 0, 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So these are the indices. The meaning of this indices is location, on what particular location this 100 is there. So this 100 is at this particular array. If we want to know that at this particular location which value is there, so we can access like that, ARR 0. At ARR 0 the 100 is there. So this is a different thing. Don't compare this thing with the declaration. In the declaration we have int ARR 5. Initially we have to declare it, and then when we are accessing the array, we can use the array like this: ARR 0, ARR 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the meaning of this is, at this particular variable, this is the name of a variable and this is the location. At ARR 0, which value is there? So we can say the 100 value is at ARR 0. In the previous slide, we have studied about how to declare the arrays. Okay, now here in this slide we will study about how to initialize the arrays. So there are different concepts to initialize the arrays. One is int ARR, then square brackets open close, we are not writing any number here. The meaning of this is, in the curly braces, whatever the numbers you are saving, integer type numbers, it will automatically take the size here depends on these input numbers. If these numbers are 10, then my size will be 10. If my numbers are 20, then my size will be 20. This is the one type of declaration. Then another type of declaration is like that, int ARR 5, that means the memory is allocated of 5, the 5 memory allocations are allocated to you, and you are using the values here 100 and 200. The meaning of this is like that, when we are initializing that is, so 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The 5 contiguous memory allocations has been allocated, and out of these first 2 we are 100 and 200 are there. What about the remaining? In the remaining, the 0, 0 will be there because we have given the initialization here. So in the remaining part, 0, by default the compiler will put the 0, 0. So what happens in the third, int ARR 5, and that means we are initializing as an empty, or we can so by default 0 will be saved in every location, at ARR 0, at ARR 1, ARR 2, ARR 3, ARR 4, all the values will be saved as a 0. Now understand this concept again here. We called it 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 is array elements. These are the array indices. These are the array indices. That means on which order 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and this is the array location. Now understand the concept of this array location. 642248, 642252, 642256, 642260 and 642264. So this is the integer type array, and in our previous classes and in our previous videos we have studied that the integer data type is having either 2 bytes or 4 bytes. For 32-bit processor, the integer takes the 2 bytes, and for 64-bit processor the integer takes the 4 bytes. The same thing happens here. So we are taking the example of 64-bit processor, so that's why when we run the code, so the array location is 642248, this is the decimal value, 48, after the 48 it is 4 bytes, 52, that means this particular 100 has taken 4 bytes, and then this 200 is taking another 4 bytes, this 300 is taking another 4 bytes, this 400 is taking another 4 bytes, this 500 is taking another 4 bytes. So that means the size of this whole array is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, that is 20 bytes. So this array 5, the size of this array, how much memory it is consuming? It is consuming the memory of 20 bytes. Okay, for in 64-bit processors. If you will run this in 32-bit processors, then it will take 10 bytes because per byte, per integer takes only 2 bytes in 32-bit processor. So don't get confused in 2 bytes or 4 bytes. Some IDE like Turbo C++ gives you the output in 2 bytes, and some another IDE like Dev C++ or some online IDE will give you the output in 4 bytes. So don't get confused in this. The concept must be clear, 32-bit processor and 64-bit processor. So I hope the concept of this array is clear. Okay, this is just the visualization of an array in the RAM. This is my RAM. This is my RAM, and when we initialize it, what happens? The 20 bytes, 20 continuous bytes allocated here in the RAM. Okay, and inside this, and the name of this continuous bytes is now ARR. Okay, and now whatever the values you are saving, all the values will be saved in continuous manner. So that's why we are representing these boxes in a pictorial. So this is why we are representing this array in a pictorial representation. So I hope it is very much clear to you now. Let's move forward. How to initialize and access the array elements to the programming in 1D array. Be specific, 1D array. Right now I am focusing only on 1D array, one dimensional array. Header file starting of the program, that is main. Header file is stdr.h. Initialization process is there, int I and then arr5. So my array variable is named as arr and the size is 5. So when we initialize this thing, what happens with the compiler? Compiler gives allocate the memory in this manner. It gives the contiguous memory of arr name 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and inside this GB, the meaning of GB is garbage value, okay, because we haven't initialized any value to this, so by default it is giving us the garbage value. Now printf, enter the elements in the array. So this is the statement. Now using the for loop, we will print the value. So why we are using the for loop? There are another concept without using the for loop. How I can write scanf %d comma arr 0 ampersand and so. The meaning of this particular statement is ampersand arr 0. So 0 is the indices. That means at this particular 0 indices, whatever the user is giving the input, the value will be saved at this particular location. Okay, now we need to save the 5 values. So 5 times we have to write the scanf statements, and in every statement we have to increase the indices. In the first statement it was 1, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So if we want to insert the 10 values, if we want to insert the 100 values, so this is not the optimum way. For that we use the for loop. So my loop will run from 0 to 5, 5 times my loop will run, and after every run the scanf function will take the input. I is 0, the 0 will come here, arr 0, you have entered 10, so the 10 will be saved at arr 0th location, then I becomes 1, then at arr 1 20 saved, at 30 40 and at arr 4 50 saved. So again I 5 is less than 5, condition breaks, so my control comes out from the for loop and now it comes to this particular statement printf. Now we are checking that how whatever the values are saved, the values are now whatever the values we have entered, those values are saved or not, and we are printing those values. So entered elements in an array are, again we need to print the same thing using the for loop. Why again for loop? If we want to print the 5 statements, the 5 times printf statement we have to write like that, scanf. But if we want to print the 50 elements, 50 times I need to use the printf statement. So this is not an optimum way. So again we have to use the for loop here. 5 times my for loop will be run, and in every run the printf statement will run 5 times. So elements in an array is %d at location %d. So to print the location, at what particular location my array, the value of the array is saved. So for that arr I, this arr I print the value, and %, point to be noted, %arri is given. The meaning of % is address of this location. So to print the address, we have to write the arr and %arri. So when the value of I is 0, arr 0, at this particular arr 0, 10 is there. Okay, so 10 will be print here, and %arri. So what the value will be printed? This particular value will be printed. Address 642248 will be printed, and the value of I increases one by one. Everything will be printed. So here is the output of the statement. Entered the elements in an array, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 you have entered. Now this, with the help of scanf, you have entered this. Now with the help of printf, for and this particular statement, these outputs are there. Entered elements in an array. So elements in an array 10 at location 642248. So 10 is saved at this location. Again, see, after the 4 bytes, because this particular integer is taking 4 bytes, because we are working on the 64-bit processor. So this is how it works. So this is an example of 1D array. Now 2D array. 2D array means two-dimensional array. So this is the declaration of two-dimensional array. Integer, that data type, the name of an array, 3 and 3. The meaning of this is, two-dimensional array means this is for the rows and this is for the columns. That means 3 rows are there and 3 columns are there. So my array is of now 3 into 3 matrix. That is 9 elements we can save here. Okay, so this is the pictorial representation of 2D array. Column 0, column 1, column 2, row 0, row 1, row 2, and these are the indices, array indices 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. I hope it is very much clear to you. This is 3 by 3 matrix. So when we work on the arrays, either on 1D array or 2D array, that means we are working on the matrix. So kindly follow the concept of matrix while working on the arrays, or also while working on the nested loop as well. Int ARR 3, again that means 3 rows and 3 columns, 3 rows and 3 columns. So 25, 10, 5, what happens? The meaning of this is 25, 10, 5, then in the next row 4, 6, 13, then in the next row 45, 90 and 78. So my data saved in this particular location. So if you want to access this 90, so how you will access the 90? You have to write the indices number. This 90 is at 2, 1, that means second row and first column. If I say int ARR 3 and 0, that means in every cell 0, 0, 0, every cell will be 0. Okay. So in 2D array, what happens? 2D array means a matrix, two-dimensional matrix. So ARR 5, 5. The meaning of this is, that means my matrix is of 5 into 5 and we can save the 25 elements in this matrix. So enter the elements in an 2D array. My for loop is running from I0, I is less than 2, that means it will run 2 times only, 0 and 1. And my inner loop is running from 0 to 3, that means 0, 1, 2. So my inner loop will run 3 times and my outer loop will run 2 times. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is, I can only enter the 6 values. My matrix size is of 5 by 5, that means I am having a space to put the 25 elements, but right now I am only inserting the 6 elements. 6 elements where 0 and 1. Okay. So let's see how we are inserting it. So scanf, the scanf statement works like that. Ampersand I is 0, I is 0 and j is 0. I is 0, 0 is less than 2, we will go inside this. J is initialized with the 0. So I0, J0, we have inserted the value 1. Again j plus plus, j becomes 1. 1 is less than 3, condition is true. Then we have entered the element 2. Again j plus plus, j becomes 2. 2 is less than 3, condition is true, and we have saved the value 3. Again j plus plus, j becomes 4. 4 is less than 3, which is false because condition is false now. So my loop control goes here. Now I becomes 1. 1 is less than 2, condition is true. Again j will be initialized, so as a 0. Now 1 to 0. 1 0 we are saving here 4. 1 1 we are saving here 5. On 1 2 we are saving here 6. And my this loop completed. Now this loop works properly. Now the functionality of this loop is done. So come here. 6 elements we have entered in the 5 by 5 matrix. Now enter the elements. Now see here again the nested loop is there to print the element of 2D matrix. So this loop is running 5 times and this loop is also running 5 times. What does it mean? It means it is printing the 25 values, but we have inserted the 6 values. It will print these 6 values as well, and it will print the remaining values here. So what is the remaining values here? Garbage value. So it is going to print the garbage value. How? This is the output here. We have inserted the value 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 in this particular location, it is saved here. Now the remaining locations, all these are the garbage values. So which is my compiler is giving random answers. Okay, so this is how the 2D array works. I hope the concept of garbage value is very much clear to you. If you are not inserting any values here, if you are not saving any values here, then the compiler will give you the garbage value. So this is all about the arrays, introduction to the arrays, in which we have studied about the 1D array and 2D array. So in the next part, we will study about the character arrays and the strings. I recommend you these engineering books from S. Chand Publishing. If you like the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share, and press the bell icon for more updates.
Of the copyright holder.